Southeast Texas leaders are remembering the legacy of former President Jimmy Carter. Former Congressman Nick Lampson, who shared this photo, shaking hands with Carter, fondly reflecting on the time that they got to know each other. Lampson remembering Carter for his integrity, approachability, and his dedication to public service, both in and out of office. 12 News reporter Kyle Orr is with us tonight. And Kyle, you have more on Lampson's reflections.
That's right, Jordan. In addition to former Congressman Lampson, I also spoke to newly elected Jefferson County Tax Assessor Collector Kate Carroll. They both agree Carter's legacy is defined by far more than his presidency.
I met him in 1977 during the time that he was running. He came to Beaumont a couple of times. He was a good man who would put himself where he thought he could make a difference.
Former Congressman Nick Lampson fondly remembers his interactions with former President Jimmy Carter.
We did a rally for him during the time of his re-election. He always accepted my phone calls. I would call him for advice and counsel, during which we were considering the Clinton impeachment. I called and asked him about some of the circumstances that we were involved with.
Lampson says a tumultuous presidency wasn't enough to overshadow Carter's decades of dedication to our nation and the world.
I think he had some bad luck. Couldn't get the hostages out of Iran. We lost some aircraft during that time. But as far as his thoughtfulness, as far as how he went about making decisions for our country, I don't know how anyone could have done better under the circumstances. The guy always tried to do right by the citizens.
One of the best memories I had was the Easter egg hunts on the White House lawn. I just remember him being so kind and so loving.
Incoming Jefferson County Tax Assessor Collector Kate Carroll remembers Carter's connection to Beaumont and her late father, Congressman Jack Brooks.
He thought enough of my dad to be here for the naming of the courthouse.
Both Carroll and Lampson agree President Carter's commitment to humanity will inspire others to dedicate themselves to a higher cause.
He left an impact on everything that he did. Focus on the positives of what he gave. Any or all of us could emulate the life that he has led.
President Biden declared January 9th as a national day of mourning across the U.S. for President Carter. Live in studio, Kyle Orr, 12 News.
Thank you, Kyle. America's 39th president died Sunday at his home in Plains, Georgia, surrounded by family. Now the nation preparing to say its final goodbyes. Services will begin January 4th in Georgia. Carter will lie in repose in the Carter Presidential Center in Atlanta until January 7th. Then he'll be taken to the U.S. Capitol. He'll lie in state from the 7th through the 9th, and a state funeral will be held at Washington National Cathedral at 10 that day. President Biden expected to deliver a eulogy. A private funeral service and interment will follow in Georgia.